In the late 1970s, there's a famous nuclear incident in America called the 3 Mile Island incident. And essentially what happened is some things went wrong, but really nothing bad happened. But in response to this, a famous Yale sociologist came up with a theory called the normal accidents theory. And this theory states that as our technology gets more increasingly complex and we have things like nuclear reactors and computers, we need to scale our way of identifying these problems and identifying solutions to match the complexity of the technology we're dealing with. And you're probably sitting there wondering, what does any of this have to do with Call of Duty and making me a better player? And that's exactly what I'm going to explain right now. We're going to begin with this background clip. And whatever reason you think I'm going to end up losing this gunfight and end up dying here is probably wrong. Once again, I'm not saying Warzone is as complex as a nuclear reactor. What I'm trying to get at is these things are far more complex than people realize, and I can prove that in this one clip right here. So let's reverse it. Let's go back to the very beginning when you see me with my AR out and I'm standing on this roof. What are the 3 reasons you think I didn't kill this first guy? Now, when you watch the clip, you're gonna say, you just missed your shots, dude. And that's true, but why did I miss my shots? The first thing that I have to talk about is I am using a gun that is built terribly. It's a gun I'm not familiar with the recoil of, and this is the first major reason. I'm not comfortable with the gun, I'm not comfortable with the recoil, and you'll notice that. The second thing, I am shooting through a tree leaf, and you're probably wondering, what does that matter? That means I'm not going to get any aim assist as long as I'm shooting through some form of vegetation. So I'm using a gun I'm not comfortable with recoil wise. I'm shooting through something that's not giving me aim assist at a pretty far range to not have aim assist. And now I'm also dealing with 100 ping. But because I can't change ping, I'm actually going to show you the third real reason that gunfight ended up being a wash for me. And this means we have to go back pretty much a whole minute or two before that whole gunfight even happened. Right now, you're going to see me. I just landed. I have ground loot right now. I'm going to get a nice kill here using some pretty good movement. The guy had pretty good movement himself, but I ended up winning it because of movement. I'm going to get lucky here that this guy didn't hear me. I'm going to see him, but watch as he survives here. 9 out of 10 times he dies, but because I'm on 100 ping, he doesn't die initially. And you're probably wondering, well, Ryan, why does this matter so much? Because that extra second or two is going to completely change everything that's about to happen. If I am up on this ledge a whole second earlier, I would have seen him the second he left cover. I would have probably got him 100% down regardless of the 100 ping. And these tiny little milliseconds and seconds will build up throughout your entire game. You may not realize it, but when you take so long to loot, when you take a long time to buy your gun, or you kill someone, or just, play the game, these seconds add up in ways that you can't see. And what I was just trying to highlight throughout that entire little 2-minute spiel is exactly the whole point of this video. If you go back to that nuclear reactor and the normal accident theory, and you start applying that to Warzone, you're going to start having more success because you're going to start understanding the nuanced reasons why you're having success. You're going to start understanding the nuanced reasons why you aren't having success. And you're going to start actually diagnosing the actual problems holding you back from being a good player. Now, a lot of people, if they just watched that first clip, they would have just said, dude, I don't even know what you did wrong. Maybe you missed some shots. Maybe you should have positioned differently. But they almost certainly wouldn't have come up with the 3 or 4 reasons I came up with in this video. And there's even more reasons I could come up with. But what I'm trying to say is it's super easy to simplify the things you go through in this game. It's super easy to say to yourself, well, why did we push across the street and why were we in that building? But why aren't you asking yourself why you didn't hit your shots? Why aren't you asking yourself why you weren't playing better trade position and you weren't closer to your teammates? Why aren't you asking yourself if you used your utility properly and you actually properly played angles and cover? And all of these little things, people don't understand. Call of Duty is a game of nuance, guys. It's a very simplistic game in nature, but you have to think about chess, guys. Chess is a game so advanced it has billions of variables, and this is a game that has a very limited amount of space where pieces can move, but it has billions of variables. So now I want you to think about a 150 person Warzone game, even a 50 person Rebirth game. And now I want you to picture this map, and I want you to start just thinking about all of the different variables, all of the different places people could be, all of the different things that goes into being successful in a game like this. And that's why you can't just look at it in a simplistic view. You can't just say, oh, I missed my shots, or oh, I shouldn't have pushed into that building. No, you need to start breaking it down into the more nuanced things that a lot of you guys don't talk or think about. I guess I kind of realized that in a lot of my videos, whenever I talk about getting better and improving, one of the key things I talk about is after you die, after something goes wrong, you need to reflect on why it goes wrong. Don't just sit there and blame the game or blame your internet or whatever. Actually sit there and think about what happened and what went wrong. And obviously, what I realized is that advice is too simple. I'm looking at it from a too simplistic of a view, because when I address something that went wrong, I see it for a ton of different reasons than the vast majority of people I play with, than the vast majority of people who have a lower KD than me. And this is something I think holding a lot of people back. And that's why I once again related it to the normal accidents theory, because it's something that perfectly encapsulates the exact same thing we go through in Warzone. Now, I know that's talking about nuclear reactors, and I know Warzone's never going to be as complex as nuclear reactors. Don't think I'm trying to pass that off as, what's being said. But because Warzone is actually far more complex than most people want to give it credit for, and I do genuinely believe this applies to almost all of your hobbies, whether you're talking about sports, music, whatever, honestly. But because things are more complex than most people realize, you have to start treating the way you identify problems and the way you identify solutions in that same manner of complexity, because if you don't, you're going to be missing out on an entire layer of information that you're going to desperately need if you want to be successful. So I am going to probably start wrapping up the actual video here, but I'm going to start talking about this video and other videos like it. I'm going to start making more content like this, guys. I had to take a little 3-week break from making content and just kind of let my mind take a break from always thinking about Call of Duty, because it's been like 2.5 years straight of just making videos and thinking about Warzone. And Warzone 2 is not as fun as Warzone 1 to me, and it doesn't have the same skill expression. And I just was finding myself so burnt out and so upset and frustrated that I just felt like my content wasn't what it really should be. And now I took a little break, and I feel like I'm going to be making videos like this. I'm going to be making unique and original videos that are going to help people get better. They're going to help people actually achieve what I wanted when I started this channel. I only started this channel because I just wanted to help people. I don't really care too much about the views and subscribers. If I did, I would be making an entirely different type of video. But there's something in me that it took me a while to get good at Call of Duty, and I have knowledge that can help people get good at Call of Duty, and I can make content that's going to help people get good at Call of Duty, and that's what I want to do, guys. I don't want to have the insane amount of views and whatnot if it doesn't mean I can't make the content I want to make. So I'm still going to make my loadout videos and whatnot, but expect a lot more videos like this, guys. And I just also want to say thank you to everyone who's still watching these videos, despite whether or not they're playing Warzone 2 or not, because so many of my viewers and subscribers don't even play this game anymore, and that's okay. I just want to say thank you guys for even allowing me to have a channel at this point, for even watching my content up until this point, and just thank you so much for everything. I really, really appreciate it, and I just want to say thank you guys. It's been Ryan. I hope you have a good day. Peace.